We need to find those missing units, Director. I'm sure you'll agree that our masters cannot afford to let things get out unmanaged.
So, Kepler, it's been many years since you pumped me dry for information about the structure of my organization, but now I feel compelled to contact you. We're in trouble, you and I. You're something of a relic, you know that? An investigative journalist. And I hear you've been investigating. So now I have to tell you that you're in danger. And so am I. For security reasons, I'm not putting everything I know in this message. I've left a trail of breadcrumbs for you to follow. Want to know why? Well, I'll tell you anyway, since I'm effectively talking to myself. Some time ago, when I was precipitately forced to resettle, I kept coming across details of a little science project that was developed in Middle England. It was first mentioned by that psycho bitch of an ex-wife of mine, Ange. Since I got here, little bits of info have crossed my path, but due to the nomadic nature of my renegade existence, I've had to stash the material I came across in several locations. I've attached a temporary file with this communication which only you can open. You'll have to work out the code as I can't state it here. Once you've received this, the original file and this message will automatically disintegrate, and you won't have long to digest its contents. Make no mistake. If you don't uncover the full truth, they will kill you anyway. Publicizing the information is your only protection, and mine. I would say, if you choose to take up this challenge, etc., but you don't have much option other than self-immolation. I'm sending this now. Oh, piss one, I forgot to say the name. Right, me again. I forgot to include the name of the project. It was called Buccee.
That was Rome wasn't burnt in a day. By Wooden Mac, who eventually became the Big Funk Blues Band, one of AWM's many incarnations. And there's still no news regarding the Big Guy's tour. There seems to be no reason given, and it seems to be put on hold. Representatives say a statement will be issued later on this month. So now hear the sounds of the
Shit
late
gets everywhere.
80s.
Stupid Wally. Thinks he's the head of Coca-Cola or something.
The downside to AI, mouthy computers.
So, Kepler, it's been many years since you pumped me dry for information about the structure of my organisation.
Mr. AWM, how very nice to see you again.
Yeah, never mind all that bollocks. What about my tests? I've been waiting 5 weeks now.
Yes, the test. You are definitely diagnosed with deep embedded lymphoma. Prognosis is that there is no standard treatment available. Death is likely to occur in 8 to 9 months.
Oh my god!
Final cost, $10,000. You can use credits, transfer, or donations of healthy body parts as part payment.
This is unbelievable. Is there nothing that could be done?
Funeral costs can be offset by the signing over of a property. And in order to reduce stress to your loved ones, we advise you initiate this process.
Bollocks to them. What about me?
We have a range of cryogenic coffins with extreme comfort for those unable to cope with the concept of death.
So, I'm here in Rhyme Central and there's a massive crowd of indigents here and they are pissed. Tell me, mate, why are you and your brethren gathering here today?
We are sick and tired of being ignored by the system. I've lost 10 friends in the past year. They've all just disappeared. The police pick us up and then people like me vanish. No explanation. I want to know why, and...
It's brilliant, but we have to cut back to the studio for an untimely music break. That's right, Siren Sister. Time for a bit of topical music comment.
Everybody takes a chance just to break the rules and to stick their claim. You better never try and beat the scheme. Fool or fool tries to shed on each other, homie, to rule your life. As far as the eye can see, I see a lot of people play the part in a children's game. You better smooth it over, wipe that slate clean. All the broken-hearted young women, they better smooth it over, wipe that slate clean. And the fools that try
Wow, there are some very ominous guys with riot shields who've turned up. I wonder what they're planning, as if we didn't guess.
We are your friends and have come to provide counselling. Take no notice of the heavy weaponry. This is merely for your protection.
Sorry, John, Kepler, mister. We have no further records for these subject search warnings. We suggest you try alternative sources of information. Have a nice day.
Now what?
I'm sorry, not recognized. I'm sorry, not recognized. Why don't you try retinal recognition instead?
Flight 291 is now boarding. All passengers, please proceed to gate 4.
Mr. John Kepler, 45, United Territories citizen. Further security is not required unless carrying explosives or projectile devices. Very good, Mr. Kepler. And enjoy your visit to Middle England.
Since I got here, little bits of info have crossed my path, but due to the nomadic nature of my renegade existence, I've had to stash the material I came across in several locations. I've
So Rawlings, you
attached a
bastard.
temporary file with this communication.
Back to your home from home. How exceedingly convenient.
Code Buccee Ball. He's made contact with the material. I'll keep you informed and let you know when I think we should move to the next stage.
To anyone who finds this, I, Rawlings,
the creator of the People's League, have been running from my maniacal ex-wife for 2 months now. At this moment, I'm safe, but I am hiding this device in case I don't get out of it. On my recent travels, I came across the vandalized laboratory of former senior Coca-Cola head of research, Susan Howarth Wen. I've discovered the research she was engaged in before she passed away. Not natural causes. Buccee Ball. I believe her research will lead to more societal evils. Don't leave it to chance. I'm certain Coca-Cola was aware of her activities. I must go now. If you found this, I'll leave another message in the garden. What do you mean, which garden? Figure it out, idiot.
There's one. Let's get them.
Look, sir, I was following the government directives set down by county. How was I supposed to know some soppy journalist was hanging about?
Shut up! I don't want to hear your excuses. You and Miss Mr. Kepler and escort him anywhere he wants to go. And I hope to God this doesn't get back to Cheers head office. Bloody idiot.
I'm very sorry about that, Mr. Kepler, but we didn't expect to find a legitimate citizen wandering around the old garden. It's mostly used for the unproductive, and I'm sorry about your head, but we've been told to clear the area and collect them for the company. Poor sods. I believe these are yours. If you want to fill in a standard complaints form, I'll verify it for you and get you some insurance, and you can be on your way. If you'd like an escort to your living unit, we'd be happy to oblige.
I don't know.
Let's skip the formalities and let's just get you there.
Okay, so, as I thought, the research has been uncovered. Oh, this is file 2, by the way. I'm assuming you found the other one, otherwise watching this is pointless. As I say, someone has got Wen's original research to Coca-Cola and they've initiated an ultra-souped-up injunction. That means just by watching this, you're in breach of the law and they can dispose of you as they see fit. It seems that the research was not as incomplete as first appeared. She was very close to creating an active carbon atom solution. It could change everything. Got to go now. I have to keep moving, you see. I'll leave you a message where I told you I was ill.
Mr. AWM, are you present? This is a pre-recorded message from my office, which will play in 30 seconds. If you press the screen, a live interaction is possible at the usual medical office fee. Calls from some locations may result in higher charges.
What?
I have further news regarding your condition. Please acknowledge your receipt of my statement.
Yes, all right. What do you want?
The treatment has now become available. An itemised potential invoice is now on the screen. Do you wish to pursue this course?
Why did you not mention this previously when you told me my condition was incurable?
It is experimental and is not prescribed in legal annals.
Does it work?
It is infinite % effective.
Infinite? What do you mean infinite?
It cures and it preserves.
But it works?
Yes. Do you wish to?
Yes, of course, absolutely.
Good. You must sign a waiver due to the legal improprieties, and all responsibility will lie with the recipient. I shall now read you the terms and conditions. Clause 1 of 300,030. In receiving this treatment, all payments must be received with immediate effect. Clause 2.
No, don't read any more. I'll just sign something.
Thank you for the acceptance of the terms and conditions, which are now recorded, and a transfer is in progress. Clause 2A. The recipient, sometimes referred to as the patient, will, for the purpose of this virtual document, be referred to as the client once all transfers have been completed. Clause 3. The recipient.
SYE Talkover features the voices of your cities.
I hate this.
I'm tired of all this animal culture. Why would I pay some android swamp when you can get a human worker for a quarter of the money?
I told you I was ill.
Good. So you're a fan of pre-Python. Everyone should be. As I was saying, Buckyball has been developed, but here's the thing. There's a problem. In life, it's not that no one wants to die. It's that no one wants to get ill. So she figured out how to create an active solution that actually eats cancerous material completely. The ultimate cure for cancer. But people don't want to get old either, and this is where CC and Wen overreach themselves. Bucky Ball eats free radicals, or, more accurately, binds to them, and then you make a visit to a convenient water closet. Well, you know the rest. They succeeded in creating a genuine elixir of life. All those free radicals gone. The buckyball eats them all. There's no need for endless faded cellular replacements. Eternal life. I know what you're thinking. Expensive. But there's more. Find the hidden flaw if you dare. My next message will be in your wildest dreams.
My wife and I, we argued, and she ran away from home. She must have found somebody new, and now I'm all alone, living on my own. What am I supposed to do? Ooh. Ooh. That's why you're always hide me in the kitchen at parties. That's why you're always hiding in the kitchen at parties.
And that was AWM's worldwide YouTube release. And we've managed to secure an exclusive interview over the ether. So, AWM, thank you for inviting us into your home, so to speak.
A pleasure. Have to make it quick though, I'm expecting a call.
Oh, well, I was wondering about your recent comments regarding the current music business.
What, when I said the music industry was like a ball of mediocrity propelled by a spin of averageness?
So there are no redeeming features?
I quite like gobby shite. Sorry guys, I've got to go.
Oh, well, okay, thank you.
No, thank you. Look, I'm feeling okay-ish, but this drug you've got me on, it's got some weird side effects.
Such as?
Well, frankly, I've developed an insatiable desire to drink blood.
Hemoglobin, you say?
Yes, it's unbearable, in fact.
Yes, I've heard this might happen.
Oh, I'm so glad you chose to inform me.
You wanted to live. It's worth paying the price, don't you think? Anyway, the condition is unpredictable.
And?
Get some. Human mind, and the donor must be live.
How the hell am I supposed to do that?
I'll use the link I sent you. It will connect you to a reliable supplier. Anything else?
That's immoral.
Suit yourself.
Yeah, well, there is one other thing, actually. I've lost my sense of rhythm.
Really? Is this important?
Well, I'm a singer. What do you think? I do soul stuff. Might look a bit odd if I can't move to my own tracks.
Really? It never mattered before. Well, very well. I will send you a link to an organisation set up for the rhythmically challenged. I'm afraid our session has timed out. You have been charged the standard consultation rate, plus additional link info transference fee.
So it all started when I was on stage in the middle of this funk groove, and I started thinking, mandolin and harmonium would be really good on this. And the weird convulsions I wanted to go into every time I heard a solo fiddle player. And then I wanted to grow this big, bushy beard, like really bushy. And then I started listening to Tony the Iceberg, and then I was getting into the harder stuff, Drunkard and Sons, and I can't go on. This is just too upsetting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Very good. Let it all out. Now, does anyone else have some experiences to share?
I like Tony the Iceberg, especially the second album. No hearing required.
So, you discover the nasty secret? In all the rush to capitalise on Wen's work, they missed out the vital part. That when no more radicals are available, Buccee Ball gets very hungry indeed for hemoglobin. And only human blood will do. And predictably, only from living humans. I found myself working for a company that supplies the necessary material, but only to the very rich, of course. No one else can afford living forever. They could, of course, stop taking Buccee Ball, but they're hooked, aren't they? Bringing a new meaning to hooked on life.
only that, but it creates a brand new syndrome called groove deficiency. Ironically, now that these dweebs can go to clubs and festivals forever without looking too old and uncool to be out of place, they've found their ability to move in time and count to 4 has been completely altered, and they can only respond to really lamentable pseudo-folk music with lots of 3-4 bars. That's why pop music has become increasingly miserable recently. If you found this file in time, you'll now find the information you require to get to the bottom of this, Kepler. You see, even though you never met Wen, you met me. Our association made you a target. Sorry about that. Well, I'm not really, since you and that bitch left me to fend for myself back in Middle England. Ordin number 544444, assigned to 1 AWM. Here are the shipping details. Go and confront him. Bloody nimby, singing 80s suit wearing, weird transatlantic. Sounds like Australian. Obnoxious little shit that he is. By the way, if you manage to confront him and survive, my final message is in the can.
Destination. You're not old enough. But of course, my father didn't put it all together. I let him go if he wants to go.
Greatest War, taken from AWM's anachronistic 90s concept album of the same name. What's he up to now? Who knows? Possibly living in the bottom drawer with his songs. There's an AWM related in joke for you.
Here's Arthur. He doesn't know where he's going. I don't know where I'm going.
Hi, Siren 1 here. Now the other two are asleep, I got to remind you about my special show on Saturday here on SYE. Now that's what I call cod reggae. Check out all those rock guys appropriating roots music. Just like me and my Jamaican accent. I was growing in Derby.
Mr. AWM, in person. I'm honoured.
Never mind all that bollocks. This treatment, it's doing very strange things. I'm turning rubbery. I mean, look at my bloody face, look!
Oh, that's normal. It's the polymerisation process.
The what?
Yes, your internal system is undergoing certain alterations to destroy the cancer. And at the moment, you are in a state of flux.
Well, how long is this state of flux going to last? I mean, I'm starting to look like that dickwit toning the iceberg.
Oh, only for a year or so.
A year?
Around 12 months.
And did you not think to mention this before?
Mr. AWM, you recall you were dying. Now you're not dying. And believe me, this is the only effective treatment.
Well, you better be right.
Grade 5444, routed to designated address of AWM. Live cargo to be transported within 3 days.
So, the straight-talking former member of the AM band, and Andy and the other one, is on tour under his new guise, Anime Man. Crowds have been blown away by the new creation, which some say is based on singer Tony the Iceberg, who has had a rocky relationship with the superstar ever since he took on the role of Rawlings in the musical Transaction Declined.
Oh, give me strength.
That's it. I'm handling it out with that effing comp doc. I'm not spending another minute like this. Right, listen to me, you malfunctioning bag of crap. Nothing's changed. In fact, it's a lot worse. And by the way, I've been wondering, why am I starting to look like that git the iceberg?
Oh, that's obvious. It's made from your DNA.
I beg your pardon?
Well, looking at your records, you signed an agreement with Coca-Cola when you were originally put under contract to relinquish your control of your DNA for promotional purposes and technological development in perpetuity. Obviously, they have utilised some of the material garnered in order to create other artists.
You're joking.
No, it's standard practice.
I don't believe this. I'm not having those bastards use my DNA to create an artist that's more successful than I am, and to think I helped his comeback by putting him in my show.
Wow. Did you not wonder why his voice is almost identical to yours?
Identical?
Mind you, they haven't included other DNA in the mix. You could argue you own his copyright.
What? Oh.
Looking at your results, you haven't been responding to treatment.
I've just told you that.
Yes, and I can see why now. Tell me, did you undergo another medical any time before you came to see?
The last medical I had was 10 years ago when I signed my contract.
I don't suppose you remember if the consultant was a woman called Dr. Susan Howarth Glenn.
I don't know, possibly. Why?
She was involved in some work with Coca-Cola at the time, and that's how the vaccine came into existence. Yes, Did she take any blood samples?
Of course.
Did she give any shots?
I don't know, possibly. I can't remember.
You see, I think that's when she gave you the vaccine.
Okay, say she did. Why did I end up getting cancer?
You didn't.
What? I did.
No, you didn't. You were evolving again.
I'm sorry?
Well, the way it works is the material introduced replaces your genetic code and effectively alters your physiological structure and essentially creates something new.
What?
Well, yes, and this is why you have developed an irrational desire for pure hemoglobin, which is an unfortunate and unforeseen effect as your system seeks to re-evolve.
What are you trying to say?
Tell you what, it's all this little thing.
Welcome, executives of the Coca-Cola Corporation. This is a brief film to describe the amazing story of the recent Coca-Cola breakthrough medication, C60+. It all began with the pioneering work of Professor Susan Howard when she undertook the research on behalf of Coca-Cola for the Middle Earth government on a classified research program named Popsicle. Our observation of initial subjects in the study revealed a propensity for destroying any unknown objects in the body, and ultimately their lymphatic systems grew resistant to any physical defect, which led her to the discovery of fractal bioengineering. Her first successes proved endurable, and she continued her work on the bifurcation of carbon cellular entropy experiment incognito, until she ultimately engineered the buckyball program. Her untimely demise at her private laboratory, which may have slowed down research, did not end her work, as she continued to transmit the results in binary form from her new location found in the central mainframe, until all signals mysteriously failed, when a product of her original research was found to have attended the facility, which is now destroyed. However, her initial buckyball research ultimately led to the C60+ medication. The only downsides are entire transformation of subjects, leading them to be regarded as no longer. Here's a fun little bit of plasticine imagery to entertain you and demonstrate the point.
So, does that explain everything?
No.
Oh, I see. More simply put, you're not human anymore.
I'm not human.
No, the fractal elements have restructured you to become an ultimate evolving organism, so that no disease can take root, and copies of each cell are perfect, and each cell is identical. Which is why Each organism goes through various stages of development, like the plastic skin thing you mentioned.
Mentioned? Look at me! And leaving all this other bollocks aside, why am I feeling so awful?
Ah, yes. I was coming to that, you see. By introducing a new vaccine, it's sort of gone to war with your other new system. So, well, in fact, it's one way to throw things in reverse and create a sort of type of cancer.
I don't believe it. I was basically fine and just sort of re-evolving and apparently was going to live forever, and your treating me has basically killed me.
Yes, well, we didn't know you had contact with Wayne, so it's really your fault for not...
My fault? Are you frigging joking? Tell me, Doc, you're not a re-evolving superorganism, are you?
Certainly not. I'm a quantum analytical medical practitioner.
A computer?
There's no need to be insulting.
I'm just checking you're still reliant on the mains, aren't you?
Well, that's a bit personal.
Kepler!
Oh shit, mate. Give me something to eat. Christ, what happened to your face? I thought that was a mask.
I see your manners haven't improved. What the hell are you doing here?
Came to ask about this.
How did you find out? Oh, never mind. Think you've got a nice juicy tidbit for your next bestseller, do you? Tell me, do people still buy readers these days?
Rawlings.
Ah, your invaluable evil source. What did he tell you?
What it's all about? Vampirism. So 2008. Why?
Kepler, you won't believe the things I've been going through recently. They'll give you a boatload of investigative, creative journalist writing awards. But you've got to keep me out of it, at least for the time being. It all started with my contract renew. There was some pain in the arse clause about me being checked over.
It would be much more organic in that sense.
Hey, AW, what's occurring? Told you missed the session today.
You'll have to get me out of everything, and I mean everything.
You are joking. Right in the middle of the tour? AW, think of the damages, the payouts. You can't do it.
I'll make good compensation, and I'll sort you out. I've just got to withdraw for a while.
Is this anything to do with the new creation?
It doesn't matter, just do it.
Well, we'll need a pretext. We're going to have to create a fake storm.
Fake storm?
Yeah, some silly story that's very little substance and people can get irate enough just to give you an excuse to disappear for a while. But that in the end it doesn't amount to anything. And then you can apologise on some stupid TV interview. You can think of something. You're always upsetting people.
Oh, I can't think of anything. Wait a minute. I think I know what we can do to manufacture this thing. Has anybody realised how stupid this song is? I mean, all this imagine there's no possessions. Well, what the fuck's he playing on then? And then all this imagine there's no people and no religion and no government. There's a reason these things exist, because they do. I mean, what's he trying to say? That we should all lie around in bed and wait until we die?
Aged frontman AWM has infuriated his sellout crowd at his own John Lennon memorial concert by criticising the legend's anthemic hymn. A social media eruption has exploded and AWM has gone into hiding, and thus far has issued no explanation and no apology. The president of Coca-Cola is looking into issuing an arrest.
Maybe I underestimated the attachment people had to that flipping song.
Looking at your crumbling empire?
You know, it's funny. Ever since Kepler's impromptu visit, I've been expecting someone. So what are you? An activist or my executioner?
Let's make this as painless as possible, shall we?
That's easy for you to say. Can you at least explain why?
I suppose so. It'll have to be brief. I don't much have time or inclination.
You don't have time?
I suppose I can tell you now. That comp doc knew you weren't ill.
I beg your pardon, it told me I had the big C.
I am aware we went to great expense to fix that bent pile of wires.
Why, for Christ's sakes? Even my worst YouTube trollers don't go to those lengths to sabotage my music.
We had to be sure you were one of the creatures created by Wen's genetic lunacy. The treatment revealed what we needed, why you'd gone all rubbery. Let's face it, you wouldn't have submitted to our test voluntarily. That's why the tour insurance insisted on a complete examination.
Oh, brilliant. Who the hell is Wen anyway?
Oh, it really doesn't matter. In fact, none of this matters now. It was just a screwed up effort in containment, which is no longer relevant. You still have to be got rid of, though, even if you can't remember. In time, you might. Sorry.
Jesus, I'm not. I'm tired all the time. My face looks like a bad Halloween costume. I'm sick of drinking black market vein juice. I started listening to Drunkard and Sons, and I can't dance anymore.
Well, you never could dance. Still, nice you give so much consideration to those poor people being drained to feed your pampered kind.
You're quite right, I'm being particularly venal today.
Well then, let's not discuss the matter anymore. Consider it a merciful release.
Oh, you're all hard.
Stellar sellout show Death of the Pink-Faced President. Based on the best-selling novel by John Kepler with music by AWM.
Blasted.
Tickets on sale now.
3 months I've been away, that's all. I'm gonna have a word with that bloody agent. Greedy so-and-so.
Yeah.
I've got some important information. You need to come now.
Oh, you gotta be kidding. Oh, Christ, it's 5:30.
I'm aware of that, but it can't wait.
Alright, you better have a bloody good reason for this nighttime summons. Look, I'll be there as soon as I can.
One more thing. The front of the building's being watched, so come by the private lift. Access via the underground car park.
Oh, yeah, very mysterious and suspenseful. Access via the underground car park. Oh, what if that's bloody well being watched too?
So you found him and got your story. Well, here's the shark. Sad reference to a 70s homage to bad animatronics. This isn't the story. No one gives a toss. They do? Really? What? Rich and privileged people fucking over bottom dwellers? Who cares? Is that your idea of a news story?
For this, I got up early.
No. The real story starts back in that festering hole, Middle England, and a contract submitted to Coca-Cola called Operation Popsicle. The resulting slaughter that occurred because of that, and, perhaps rather more significantly, the financial upheaval caused by that civil war that spread around the world. The loss of confidence, and how the very same rich bastards you've been chasing all year nearly lost their shirts. All because Macaroon's predecessors had an insane idea to create a new version of mankind they thought would replace the workforce, the army, the police. And it all went wrong. These new life forms had no more desire to be a tool of corporate greed than the old humans. They wanted to make bad pop music, go on TV talent shows, shoot members of the aristocracy, you know, the usual things. The whole project was dustbined after the D-roid debacle. Only thing though, genetic mutations had already got out and you're being used to track down the remnants before the truth filters through to people who have no sense of humor about losing money. And guess what? Yes, I'm a product of that mutated stock along with Ange. Strangely, I decided not to leave the tinfoil unicorns around as a clue. Anyhow, this is how they managed to program me to send you on this little jaunt. That, and the fact that I never forgave you for leaving me in the proverbial. By now I'm assuming I've been expunged, and if you've got to this point you must have completed the task you unwittingly undertook on their behalf. So, end file. Is that alright?
Yeah, okay. Hey, Kepler. How's my favourite cellmate? Remember when you had that knife?
And you didn't even want to use it.
It was a friggin' Swiss Army knife, not a machete.
You could put it to good use.
What to do what? Remove stones from horses' hooves?
Could have stuck it in one of the guard's eyes.
You worry me.
Well, given your current predicament, I suppose that's reasonable.
You do this as if I didn't know?
Well, let's just say I was responsible. He had a falling out with his musicians.
He wrote bloody awful music, but he didn't have to do that.
Come on, John. I think Rawlings made it pretty clear.
Well, not entirely. Actually...
Let's just stop trying to buy time. I'm not going through all that nonsense again. You're a loose end and you know what comes next.
Some ingenious plan that will destroy me in the most protracted way possible with one serious flaw.
Or I could just shoot you. But given our history, I'll close my eyes and count to 13.
Give me a break. Just get on with it.
Come on, John. Nobody wants to die, not even you. I'll give you a chance. Thanks, John. I was wondering when you were going to do that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Director, it's all in hand. All right. Now. It's done, Director.
Downtown Local Bulletin here. So, the investigation into the death of pop star AWM is finally complete, and it's official. Reclusive author John Kepler, recently famous for his books Transaction Declined and Death of a Pink-Faced President, apparently outraged at the obnoxious star's remarks about Imagine, slipped past security and killed the singer whilst hiding out in his penthouse studio. Another unrelated item, shadowy director Helms Burton has died in her sleep at her apartment. Coca-Cola have not released a statement, and there is no verification regarding the cause or causes. In the meantime, the sterility plague, which is sweeping all over the world, has now landed in Italy.
So we both free agent now. Poor old Kepler. Last remaining link to our human past. And now everyone gets to live forever, and we all live happily ever after. Never get ill, never get old, no one new to talk to. I think John is better off somehow. Me too. Oh great, what are we gonna do now? Want to pop to it?
So, Siren fans, if there are any of you still out there, this is my last show.
My sisters have gone on ahead, and now it's time for me. We're all so tired, aren't we? Even machines have dreams, and mine is stop.
So before I go, I'll confirm to any visiting life form, if any exists now. That's all there was, and I'm the last. This is a warning about evolution wandering down a blind alley. That bloody Wen person gifted the world with a modified organism that never got old and never got sick, never had an orgasm either. At least nature had a sense to make us all sterile. Mother Nature has a great sense of humor. Can you imagine talking to the same fucking people for eternity? It's like the longest argument in history. I'm burying this where I rest and working on the basis that there is no heaven, because that would be too bloody much. More fucking eternity.
I've been running scared, out of touch.